Gives a great pleasure to welcome to Excess Manchester a man who is currently the most highly regarded British songwriter and musician of his generation. Tonight he's playing a massive hometown gig in Manchester at Heaton Park. Ladies and gentlemen, from Burnage, my old mate Noel. How are you?
All right, Bruni, how are you?
Nice. Good. Looking well.
So are you, mate? What can I say?
Yeah, no, it's
you're not aged a bit since the last time I've seen you.
I've got a bit more grey since last time I saw you.
Oh, well, that comes to us all, I'm afraid.
No, you're looking well. Listen, I've followed your career very closely, as you know, since well before even Oasis, and I must say that the music that you've made in the last couple of years, to me, personally, I'm a massive Oasis fan anyway, but the stuff you've done in the last couple of years is my favourite stuff that you've ever done so far. I want to talk about the album for Soul, Who Built the Moon. A proper psychedelic masterpiece, that, in my opinion. Did it set off when you? I know you did it. You worked closely with David Holmes, producer, on it. Did you set off to make a psychedelic album, and did it just evolve that way?
Well, I've been a fan of David's music and his DJing and all that for a long time. But because we were writing in the studio, I didn't know what was going to be going on when we got there, and I was just told to come in with no ideas at all and no preconceptions. And we would just play records, and he would say, "Yeah, I can hear you doing stuff like that," and we just take it from there. And actually, since then, I've used that approach now. I mean, I'm not working with David anymore, but I've used that approach on this last stuff where it's just like anything goes, really.
Yeah, you're not tied down by anybody's preconceptions. They can just do what you want.
Well, there's always going to be preconceptions because I've been in Oasis and all that kind of thing. But I think the bottom line of what I do now is the song's got to be great. The style doesn't really matter, but I'm in there to please myself now. You know, yeah. I mean, I did enough for the kids in the 90s. You know, I'm doing it for me now.
Bit of an understatement. That could be your epitaph. Actually, you could put that in your grave. Did enough for the kids in the 90s. Now let me have a rest. But it's good on the new stuff again. The album and the recent tracks. I mean, I'm on about Rattling Rose and Black Star Dancing. You're channeling a lot of stuff that you've probably never felt like you'd get away with in the past.
Yeah, but there's that, and there's having a band that are open to experimenting, and just being surrounded by people who are just really into what I do. You know what I mean? I get the liberation that you feel by not being in a band dynamic where everybody has to play on the track and everybody's got to do their little bit is great. You know, it makes my music better anyway. But now I've got the girls in the band. I've started to write for them as well. Not songs for them, but with them in mind. Yeah. Which is where Black Star Dancing came from, and the next EP that's coming at the end of the summer, or the beginning of whenever it is, takes the vibe of Black Star Dancing and we take it even further than that. So it's been a blessing to kind of end up in this band of 11 people of all different backgrounds and ethnicity and shapes and sizes, and they're all great at what they do, and they're all into it. You know what I mean? You've
still got a legendary drummer there behind you as well, with Chris Sharrock, can't you? Just 1981 he started doing. He's never stopped drumming, has he, for bands? Well,
he was down the studio with me last week, and he's setting up his drum kit, and he's got this hodgepodge little like Frankenstein drum kit, and I'm saying, can you not rock one that's all matching or what? And he's like, oh no, mate, I've got something over there, mate. Some's here and some's there. And he was pointing out that the bass drum was the bass drum that he recorded There She Goes with.
Wow.
Yeah, so we all stood around looking at this bass drum for ages until I thought, this is just stupid. Somebody might be filming this.
Worshipping it. Do you remember in the Inspirals when we used to drive around in a van before the Lars had put out the first album, and that cassette of the Lars early demos, we just played it endlessly throughout that year before the album came out. They're still right up there with, I mean, for a band that made one album, they made such an impact, eh? Yeah, absolutely, even now. I know when you're in the studio, so you said you're working without a producer at the moment. Are you very hands-on with the desk, or do you have an engineer that does all that?
No, I have no idea what anything. I don't. It's a shame, really. I mean, I've been in and out of recording studios for the last, including with you lot, for the last 30 years. I daren't press a button in case a rocket goes off in the Ukraine somewhere. And it's just like, I'm just kind of sitting there going, make it sound a bit like, make it more sound like David Bowie. Yeah. And, but as for what anything does, no, mate, I'm too busy trying to come up with the choruses. Right.
How many guitars you got these days, Noel?
I actually got rid of a few, but I'd say it's in the high, about 50.
Right. Johnny Marr reckons he's got about 120 last time I asked him, so he's beat on that.
Yeah, well, Johnny Marr's a guitar god, so he should have more than anybody else.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Have you still got? Do you remember a little AC30 amp that I give you once? It was like a little,
with the little paisley front on it.
Yeah, have you still got it?
I've still got it somewhere. Yeah.
You know that paisley front? Did I ever tell you the story of where it came from?
Well, it's something to do with the Stone Roses.
No, it was my dad refurbished the AC30 amp, and the front bit was my granny's old blouse. She had a paisley blouse that she gave to me. Nana Scarsbrook. So you've got a piece of my granny's DNA there in your equipment pile.
That AC30 head is somewhere in a lockup somewhere, the back of a truck somewhere. But yeah. Brilliant. It's a good amp, actually.
It is good, isn't it? Listen, your big gig tonight, obviously, Heaton Park. It's your first, I think it's your first big gig since you did the reopening of the arena. But back home, are you buzzing about tonight?
Well, actually, tonight is the 10-year anniversary of when Oasis played there and the generators went down.
I remember that.
And it turned into a free gig. But yeah, I know, I'm looking forward to it, yeah, of course. I love playing hometown gigs are great, and there's lots of friends coming up, and it should be a blast.
You still get the same level of buzz when you're stepping out onto stage?
Yes, I'm not, as you know, I'm not the most demonstrative of people. I don't tend to get too overwhelmed when things are going great, or I don't tend to get too down. So I never really get nervous before gigs. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. As long as everyone else knows what they're doing, it'll be good, know. So, but yeah, I mean, hometown gigs are always they're stressful and special at the same time. Stressful trying to get everybody in, and the Mancunians have this. It is a habit it's unique to them, that they think that if they call you 2 hours before you go on stage, that's enough time for you to sort everything out for them. And there'll be about 100 people who call me between 6 and 8 and say, "All right, mate, yeah, we're on our way to Heaton Park. Any chance?" You're just like, hang on a minute, I'm putting my name monitors in here now. Yeah. I'm getting ready now. There's 8 of us in a van. Come on, mate, can you not sort us out? The gig's going to be great.
And you've got Doves, haven't you? So 7:15, I bet you'll be stood side stage watching Doves, won't you, when they start their set? Absolutely, yeah. I haven't seen them since they broke up all those years ago.
Amazing. And it'd be nice to see them. I haven't seen Jez or any of those guys for a while, actually.
Yeah, they're back with a vengeance, aren't they? And Inhaler, this is a good story, isn't it? The band that are opening up, they're on stage at 5 o'clock. It's Bono's son, isn't it? Elijah with his new band, Inhaler.
Yeah, well, you two took me on tour last year, so I thought I'd repay the favour by taking the young lad out. Yeah. But they're good. They actually sound like this is going to blow your mind. They sound like U2.
They are amazing.
With a bit of early Echo and the Bunnymen. Yeah. But if you get there early, they are actually as young band. I mean, they're only like 17, 18, however they are. As young bands go, these lot are as good as it gets.
They're fantastic. Inhaler, watch out for them. Yeah, and City are doing all right, aren't they, for you?
We mustn't grumble, eh?
Mustn't grumble. Can I tell you a story? Listen, I want you to tell this story. If I remember right, it might be a bit blurry, some of this to me, but 1988 Boxing Day, City played at Stoke. Right. And if I remember right, you didn't have a lot of money. You walked down to Stoke, didn't you, from Manchester?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
I think it might have been New Year's Day.
No, it's Boxing Day, I think.
Oh, was it? Well, there was one of the Christmas holidays, and I think there was some strike or something, and there was no I can't remember why we decided we were going to hitchhike, and we thought, well, we'll get a lift. So we set off like in the middle of the night, and we actually walked to Knutsford Services. We got pulled by the police just before we got there, and they were like, "Where are you lot going?" "Well, we're going to Stoke." Like, "What for?" "For football match." He said, "Are there no trains?" We're like, "No, they're on strike, mate." And he just took our football off us because we were kicking a football on the motorway, and. We walked to Knutsford Services and got a lift by a guy called Stan, who dropped us at Stoke Station, and then we were just getting into trouble in Stoke all day, and I can't remember how we got back.
I thought you missed the game because you got in a bit of a ruckus with some fans and you ended up hiding in somebody's garden.
Oh, yeah. No, that's right. There was this is in the days of football violence. I remember there was a lot of trouble, and we ended up getting chased down this side street, and I ended up jumping into a back garden, and the woman said, "Oh, come in. Are they fighting? Come in. Come in." So we ended up sitting watching the telly with like a family until it had blown over, and then I'm not sure we ever got to the game.
You
right,
didn't make it. You didn't make it.
Yeah, we didn't make the game. And
see, I remember things like that.
Completely not a wasted journey.
Yeah. Do you remember nicking the fan out of the back of a moving van for the Inspirals in London?
But now you come to mention it, vaguely, yes.
It's my favourite. Whenever he tell us a story about Noel when he was at the Inspirals, London, minibus with the Inspirals in it, cruising through town. Craig, the drummer, badly needed a cooling fan because he's sweating every night. We couldn't afford to buy one. Right in front of the minibus was a Luton van with a roller shutter up on the back. And it was stop-start traffic, and right on the back of this truck was a big cooler fan. And Craig said, "Yeah, no, go and get that fan. Go and get a fan for me. I need it." And you jumped out, got in the back of the van, and it drove off because the lights went to green. Do you remember it now?
I do remember it, yeah. It was on Shaftesbury Avenue on it or something. Yeah.
And it went on for about 10 or 15 minutes, but you got it eventually when it stopped. You jumped out and got a fan.
I was nothing if not professional.
I'm glad you can remember that. I'll tell you, with everything you've gone through, mate. Listen, I'm going to let you get on because you've got to go and sort your sound check out and all that. It was great to see you.
Thank you very
have
much,
a brilliant gig tonight, and good luck with these records. I'm dead excited for what you're doing at the moment, man. It's absolutely
thanks,
amazing.
mate.
Lots of love to you, brother.
See you soon.
See you later.
See you soon. Bye.